Bam. You are free falling through the air like a spotted skydiver without a parachute. Your 150-pound body hits the ground with the force of a small meteorite. The impact sends dust clouds billowing around you, and for a moment, everything's a blur. Your first breath is a gasp of dusty African air, your heart racing as fast as a hummingbird's wings. Your wobbly neck feels like a wet noodle as you try to lift your head. Before you even have time to process your new reality, Mom is already licking you and nudging you to stand up. What? Lady, I just hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. But there's no time for excuses. The clock's ticking. You've got exactly 15 minutes to figure out how those ridiculous chopstick legs work. That dramatic entrance of yours just sent a dinner bell ringing across the savannah. Lions, hyenas, and leopards are probably already drawing straws to see who gets first dibs on the new arrival. Not exactly the gentle welcome you might have hoped for, right? But that's just the first of many times you'll discover that being a giraffe can be, well, complicated. Your mom, towering above you at a whopping 15 feet, watches nervously as you attempt your first steps. Her udders are about 6 feet off the ground, and that first meal isn't going to drink itself. And did I mention you need to drink about 2 gallons of milk every day to fuel your ridiculous growth rate? For the record, you're around 2 meters, over 6 feet, tall right now, and weigh about 100 to 150 pounds, or 45 to 68 kilograms. And the absolute best part? Within about an hour, you can already walk. No crawling around phase. Not too shabby for a newborn. For the first few weeks, milk is the main dish on the menu, but you'll start experimenting with fresh foliage after just a few days or weeks. Gotta love that acacia leaf. Trust me, it's an acquired taste, but you'll get used to it. Oh, and about those ossicones on your head. They're part of your skull, not just some fancy external horns. A giraffe's skull is actually made of lighter bone with air holes, so you can keep that iconic neck upright without too much trouble. Your first few weeks are basically an intense game of hide and seek with death. Mom hovers around within 25 meters, scanning the horizon like a paranoid security guard with a really long neck. She's not being overprotective. She's trying to keep you from becoming someone's lunch special. Every sound makes you jump. Oh, what's that rustling in the grass? Just a gentle breeze? Or is it a hungry leopard eyeing your long, tasty neck? These are the thoughts that'll keep you on your toes. All 4 of them. You spend most of your time trying to blend in with the tall grass, which is pretty challenging when you're already taller than most NBA players. Welcome to Paranoia 101, little giraffe. And here's a fun statistic. Only about 50% of your nursery buddies will make it to see their first birthday. After about a month of this intense one-on-one supervision, you're introduced to the giraffe version of daycare, the creche system. Think of it as a survival-based playgroup where you learn essential life skills like how to duck under branches without getting your neck tangled, and how to spot a hungry predator from a mile away. The moms take turns babysitting while others go off to feed and drink. It's a pretty sweet setup. Now let's talk about your growth rate because it's absolutely ridiculous. You're shooting up faster than a bamboo forest on steroids, about an inch every single day. Your neck vertebrae are stretching like someone's playing tug of war with your spine. And those legs, they're growing so fast you can practically hear them creaking. By your first birthday, you've grown 6 feet taller. And don't even get me started on the appetite that comes with this growth spurt. But this rapid growth comes with its own set of challenges. Your heart, already the size of a basketball, weighs up to 25 pounds and has to work overtime to pump blood up that ever-lengthening neck. It's like trying to get water to the top floor of a building that keeps adding new stories. And your blood pressure, it's twice that of other mammals, just to get blood to your brain without you passing out every time you lift your head. But watch out. All that height doesn't mean you're invincible. When Mom says run, you run. If she stops for a midday drink, you'd better be scanning for big cats, because you're not exactly great at defending yourself, yet even the simplest task, like lying down, can be an extreme challenge. Folding your impossibly long legs under your body is like contorting into a bizarre yoga pose. And let's not even get started on how you stand back up. Lots of forward-backward neck swings that make you look like a seesaw. But hey, if it works, it works. Life is about adaptation and staying alive. Just when you think you've got a handle on those long legs and that endless neck, puberty hits. Around age 3 to 4, your body decides it's time for more changes. If you're a female, congratulations. You're ready for romance. Males, you'll need to wait another year or so, but don't worry. You can spend that time practicing your neck wrestling moves. Speaking of romance, get ready for some bizarre courtship rituals. Males have this charming habit of tasting female urine to check fertility. Yes, you heard that right. It's like a very weird version of speed dating, where instead of small talk, you get that. And if you're a male, you'll spend a lot of time engaging in necking battles with other males, basically whacking each other with your long necks until someone gives up. It's like sword fighting, but with body parts that were clearly not designed for combat. These battles can last up to 30 minutes, and the winner gets, well, a headache and maybe a date. Let's talk about that special time in your life when you decide to pass your genes on. If you're a female, pregnancy lasts around 15 months, which is longer than most mammals can imagine. Once your calf is born, you greet them the same way your mother greeted you, by dropping them that 6-foot distance to the ground and hoping they land somewhat gracefully. Harsh, but that's giraffe nature for you. All right, let's say you've made it to full adulthood. If you're a female, you might be about 14 to 17 feet tall or 4.3 to 5.2 meters, weighing up to 2,600 pounds or 1,180 kilograms. If you're a male, you can top out around 19 feet or 5.8 meters and weigh well over 4,000 pounds or 1,900 kilograms. Your neck alone is 8 feet long, and your tongue is a massive 21-inch purple-black appendage that can strip leaves from the thorniest branches. Your life is a mashup of daily concerns: finding food, finding water, avoiding predators, and maybe searching for the right partner. You might only need to drink once a day, but when you do, you can slurp down up to 40 liters of water in one sitting. You have to awkwardly spread your front legs like you're attempting the world's most dangerous yoga pose, all while keeping an eye out for predators. At that moment, you're an easy target for lions. You'll try to do it quickly, probably coordinating with your giraffe pals. Some stand guard while others contort themselves to drink. If a lion decides you look like dinner, your best defense is to run or kick. You can sprint up to around 35 miles or 56 kilometers per hour in short bursts, and your standing kick can break a lion's jaw if you connect. But lions are cunning. They wait for the right moment, usually when you're drinking water or maybe when you're older, slower, or ill. They aim for your hindquarters. You might see it coming or you might not. The circle of life can be harsh. Calves, on the other hand, face the highest risk. Nearly half can get taken by predators in their first year. Moms do their best, but sometimes even a protective kick isn't enough. Nature is no playground out here. Your life revolves around food, literally. You'll spend 16 to 20 hours a day just eating. Those acacia leaves aren't going to eat themselves, and you need about 75 pounds of them daily. But here's the catch. Those tasty acacia trees, they've evolved to produce toxins when they're being eaten. So you have to move from tree to tree, giving each one time to reduce its toxin levels. It's like playing a very slow, very tall version of musical chairs. And let's not forget about sleep. You'll catch maybe 30 minutes of shut-eye per day, taking in 5-minute power naps while standing. Lying down is basically advertising yourself as an all-you-can-eat buffet, and getting up with those long legs is like trying to unfold a complex piece of origami. Most of your sleeping is done standing up, which means you're basically always at work. By the time you're around 10, you're hopefully well established in a herd. Giraffe herds are fluid. You come and go, drifting along as you follow food sources across the African landscape. If you're a male, you might join bachelor groups where the main activities involve strutting around, practicing necking, and generally showing off. If you're female, you might stick closer to the nursery groups to help guard younger calves or raise your own. You've probably survived quite a few brushes with danger by now. Lions, hyenas, the occasional crocodile if you ventured too close to a riverbank. Time marches on. Giraffes typically live around 20 to 25 years, though some may reach 30, but not you. Your life story ends at 20 years old. After 20 years of surviving everything the savannah could throw at you, lions, droughts, and those embarrassing neck wrestling matches, it's not even a predator that gets you in the end. Nope, it's just bad luck and terrible timing. The storm catches you in an open savanna. You've survived hundreds of these before. So, what's one more? But here's the thing about being the tallest animal around. You're basically a walking lightning rod. All those years of bragging about your height, nature's about to make you regret it. One flash, one boom, 300 million volts find their favorite target. Your massive heart, the one that worked overtime for 2 decades pumping blood up that ridiculous neck, takes its final beat. Turns out, being the tallest isn't always the best life strategy. Your last thought? Probably something like, well, this sucks.